that sold me something on eBay that said, hey, it was a handwritten note from a 12-year-old, that said, thank you very much for your purchase. We appreciate it. And it reminded me of when I was 10 years old, except I didn't have eBay and didn't have all these options to buy singles online. So it was refreshing. So it just shows you kind of all generations are
the hobby's exploding and the happiness is absurd. Dustin, get in here. Let's tell, Dustin, Dustin, how much happiness has getting into collecting Pokemon and flipping Pokemon been for you?
Hello sports card collectors and investors, welcome back to another video. It's the weekend, we made it. Saturday, it's actually hot outside, but I want to get outside. It's feeling weird inside with the air conditioning. I go outside, it's warm, it feels good. I think we're actually going to do the pool thing later on tonight, so I'm looking forward to that. But first, I want to make a video for you. I actually have some bad news. Sorry, Luca, Jerry, forgot to say hello to you guys, but I have some bad news kind of on the front end of this video, and it's that my wife had a talk with me. And I think it's been kind of building up a little bit over time. And granted, she's been very patient with my card buying habits, but she has had that conversation with me recently of can we maybe slow this down a little bit? Because we've been doing a lot of buying. So, hence to say, I don't want to be making one of these how the hobby contributed to my divorce videos. So I am going to kind of slow down the mail days probably here coming up, or it might be that it's a mail day mixed with something else because there's only a few cards in the mail day for the week or something like that. But so kind of some sad news up front, not going to have as many of those great mail days where I'm going out and getting, getting excited about getting the mail every day. But what can you do? She kind of has a point. She has a tiny point, so I will take it into account. All right, guys, I'm going to jump right into it. I'm excited about this one. I'm going to hit on, actually, there's a player that kind of dominates this mail day that I've not really bought much of before. I had a couple of cards of his before today, but I'll kind of dig into that. First off, though, I'm going to touch on a couple of vintage cards. Now, some people will laugh at these being vintage because they're from the 80s. So for a lot of folks, these don't count as vintage at all. But these two cards are from the 87 Fleer set. And this is a Barkley PSA 7. And I'm sure you're probably thinking, why did you buy a 7? I love this card. I love, just how Barkley looks in it. He's, just young, and I don't know. It just, brings me back to my childhood. And then these 87 Fleer cards, I think they're just super underrated. I think that just because 86 Fleer gets all the love, the 87 Fleer design, I'm really a big fan of. And I know, the Michael Jordan card kind of is the one that gets all the attention on this one, but I just think too, just long term, I just really like some of these other Hall of Fame players, whether it's Magic or Barkley or Bird or some of these other guys, Karl Malone. There's a million of them. I mean, there was all those great 86 Fleer Hall of Fame rookies, and these are all second year cards for a lot of these guys. So while a 7 is not a high, it's not a high grade PSA, this thing was $12, $12. Which is basically what it costs to get it graded, right? So, I mean, essentially, is it crazy rare? No, I mean, there's probably raw copies that you could get a 7 on right now, but still, 87 Fleer, where can you find packs? I just watched a 1986 Fleer case go for almost $2 million. I don't think 87 Fleer is $1 a pack or $5 or $10 a pack. I mean, if you can find them, I think they're only getting more expensive. So I'm a big fan of 87 Fleer. Next up, I went ahead and, again, Magic Johnson PSA 8. Again, not a super rare card, but it was $40 shipped all in, tax tag title. And I think that Magic and Larry, I think over time, I like them, just their legacy. Magic Johnson's done a lot of stuff after basketball that's been super impressive. Obviously, he had the high-profile HIV diagnosis. I just think that 50 years from now, people are going to remember Magic. Magic and Larry are going to be those guys that kind of got basketball out of the doldrums of the 70s and kind of built up into, MJ and the rest of the gang kind of taking over. So I like these 87 Fleer cards. I would buy more and more and more if I could. I'm just trying to pace myself. And again, of course, my wife has told me to kind of taper back, so I've got to be kind of careful of where I'm going with it. I can only put resources in so many places, but I do want to add these on occasion. I just think they're classic looking cards. All right, so I'm going to get into the guy that I don't own much of. I don't own any of his rookie cards at all, and I still don't. I didn't buy any rookie cards. Devin Booker is who I'm talking about. So this is a 2017-18 Hoops Orange Explosion. These were $10 each shipped, so a total of $20, but they're numbered out of 75. And you're going to see kind of a reoccurring theme, and it's basically players that I'm a believer in, and then numbered cards. And that's really what I've been chasing. I've been chasing kind of the numbered inserts, some of those new Jam Masters and the Optic Mosaic, the T-, the numbered ones I'm a big fan of. But then I'm just looking at guys, Devin Booker is 23 years old. He's only 23 years old. He's got another, assuming he can stay healthy, he's got another 10 years in the league. That's like an eternity. Another 10 years, who knows what this guy's going to do? He's averaging, his career average is over 22 points a game. This year it's over 26 points a game. And, what did it is, I know some people are going to be like, oh, well, Gary Vee said something about Devin Booker. No, it wasn't that. It was his game winner against the Clippers a few nights ago where I was just like, man. And then the Suns are 4-0. I understand the Suns are probably an outlier to make the playoffs this season, but Devin Booker is legit. He can play in the league. I was really, really shocked to see them beat the Clippers. I'll be honest. So, and they're 4-0 in the bubble. So who knows? It's a crazy season. Who knows what will happen? But Devin Booker's one of those guys. I don't, like I said, I don't own a lot of his cards. I got some today, but I like him. All right, next up, Devin Booker. I found one of these. I don't see these very often on eBay. So this is a 2016 Optic Holo. You can kind of see the shine on it. Devin Booker. And again, it's first year Optic. Now, the multipliers I use for certain sets, it really depends. But LeBron, raw, Optic Holo, raw, same card, 2016, $500 to $700. I got this for $35 shipped. $35. Now, if we compare Giannis is about $400. There's a recent sale from the 7th, so what, 2 days ago? 2 days ago, whatever day it is, $400. So Devin Booker, $35. I like that. And I believe his rookie is 15 and 16. So I believe this is a second year card for those that are believers in the second year cards. I just like that one. That one popped out. I thought it was fairly reasonably priced, and so I went for it. Booker Optic Holos. This is the 2019 Optic Holo. I picked up a couple of these, and I made videos on these in the past. I'm just a big fan of Optic Holos in general. Kind of, it's the silver prism of Optic. It's the Optic silver is essentially what it is, and I like those. I think that just like silver prisms are super popular, I like Optic Holo as kind of also kind of following that trend. They're right there kind of behind them, and who knows, in 10 years maybe the Optic Holo will be the one that is preferred over the silver prism. We don't know. So I got a couple of those Optic Holos to follow along. Those were $8 each shipped. To follow along those lines, and you'll probably see another. I'm a big fan of orange, baby. I love orange numbered cards. I just think they're awesome. They're so awesome. This one is numbered out of 199, $12 shipped. 2019, but $12 shipped for a number. It's numbered out of 199, so you've got the print run right there. Love it. All right, Select Concourse Silver Prism, and again, we're talking about Silver Prism, Holo. Select to me is a rising set. This is the Concourse. So the Concourse is interesting. Yeah, what's weird is the Premier is more rare than the Concourse, but a lot of times the Premier cards are the same price or less than the Concourse. It's like, the hobby hasn't caught on to it yet or something. So this is a Concourse. This was $7 shipped to me. I think it was a $3 or $4 card with shipping $7. All right, so we're going along Silver Prism. So again, and actually there was a comment on one of my videos a few days back, and I hope that you're watching, subscriber, because you made this comment of Kawhi Leonard 2019 Prism Holos, Silver Prism is the most underrated card, essentially at about $20. And so I thought about that because, and I took a look into it, and I was like, I wonder, let me take a look into that. So the 2019 Silver Prisms for AD, no, I'm looking at the wrong ones. Okay, so for LeBron, raw are $300 to $400. $300 to $400 raw for LeBron. Now I know what you're saying, like LeBron's LeBron, he's the GOAT. I get it, but he is the top of the food chain, the top of the ceiling to kind of give us an idea of where there could be value. Devin Booker 2019 Silver Prisms, I got these for about $3 to $5 each. Shipped, they were $6 each on average, $6.50 shipped for Silver Prisms. And so that's kind of my multiplier. I'm looking at, okay, guys I believe in, LeBron is this. I mean, if LeBron's $400 and Devin Booker is $5, I'm taking Devin, I want some Devin Bookers, you know? And then to follow along with what that subscriber was trying to tell me, I picked up a couple of the Leonards because he's right. $20, they're about $20 each is where I picked these up. But look, if LeBron is $300 to $400 raw and Kawhi is $20, like what's wrong with this picture? And then Giannis is in the $50 to $60 range, but trending upward. So it's like, I mean, Kawhi and the Clippers they look legit. I mean, just watching them play in the bubble, I can't say that I feel like the Lakers are going to beat the Clippers. They might, they very well might. I'm not going to underestimate LeBron, but the Clippers, they look the real deal. They are the real deal for sure. All right, so along those lines, I went with, this was another lot that I saw, $10 for these two, for a green and a silver, or maybe it was $10 shipped. So I think it was actually $6 or $7 for both. I mean, Silver Prism. So, and part of the thinking on this is, what did we see, like boxes of Silver Prism? And correct me if I'm wrong, but so I was watching a video and it was like, now these are up to like $700 or $800 a box. 2019 Prism. 2019 Prism basketball is skyrocketing, sealed wax. You can't find it. On the secondary market, it costs a fortune. So what does that tell me? I mean, if sealed wax is going to keep on, you know, if it's $1,000 a box, then what does that say for the cards that are in the boxes? I don't know. It tells me I need to be buying more 2019 Prism basketball singles. But, you know, and that's kind of what I did. That's part of the strategy. So, all right, we got two more left, guys. Next up, I got a 2019 Hoops Curry Silver Prism. You see that? You're probably seeing this now. You're probably wondering, why would I get a 19 Curry? It's numbered out of 199. So although Hoops is definitely a cheaper product, this card was $20, so it wasn't inexpensive. But I know the print run on it. It's numbered to 199. I think that Curry and the Warriors are going to come back with a vengeance next year. I've talked about it. So I just like Curry long term. Plus, he's a proven guy in the league. I mean, if you go past, you know, LeBron and Kawhi as far as championships go, it's Curry, it's Klay Thompson. I mean, there's only so many guys that have won multiple championships. Durant, you know, I mean, so, you know, there's only so many kind of guys on that level, that you know, superstar level. All right, last but not least, and this is one I was really excited to get. And again, you're probably going to be like, what the heck, man? Orange, Optic Orange, Kawhi Leonard. This one was $62 shipped, and so not inexpensive. But again, AD, about $110, $120. Anthony Davis, LeBron, $300 to $400 raw for this card. It's numbered out of 199, so you can see the pattern. Numbered cards, folks, numbered cards. The sealed product is only going up in price, it feels like. So the more and more expensive these get, you kind of wonder, like, I mean, these numbered cards that are out of $49, $99, $199, whatever it is, $299, I like holding on to those long term. So that's kind of the why behind my mail day. What do you guys think? Do you like any of these picks? Do you like any of these cards? Do you have any of them? Are you targeting similar cards? Are you way targeting something else, a totally different set? I would like to hear it. If there's a certain set that you are targeting that maybe others are not, I'd love to hear it because I want to dig into it. I actually looked into, I feel so dumb because football cards are really kind of I love football cards. Love football cards. And I'm sitting here making a video about, you know, 2012 Prism as it relates to basketball and baseball cards, because I was thinking, like, the reason why I saw it is because 2012 baseball Prism has skyrocketed for sealed wax, and yet it's the unlicensed Panini product. So I was asking baseball people, like, what do you think about this? Could this be something that, you know, you guys like, even though it doesn't have the logos, etc.? But what about 2012 football cards? I'm like, why am I not looking at these? So spoiler alert for my next week's mail day, probably one of my last, like, you know, pretty good ones, just thanks to my wife. Thanks a lot. You know, probably for a while anyway. I do have some 2012 Prism football that's on the way, so I'm excited for that. Guys, thank you for joining me. I've got 180 videos on the channel now. Sports card investing, collectibles investing, personal finance topics as a whole. That's what we're touching on. So thank you again for joining me, and we look forward to seeing you again next time. Take care, guys.